My name's Gavin Birungi. I am married, 9 years so far in marriage. Married to Blessing Birungi, my wife, and we have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, Noella and Noel. Currently, I work in a financial institution, and I do a lot of project management work, and heavily in the software development area, and heavily in terms of execution. My journey started when I met a friend called Rogers Turigi, and we were exchanging as men, talking to one another, and he highlighted to me that there was a course for men that was coming up. Surprisingly, it was the first time I heard that is a course for men, and I told him, well, let me give it a try. So I did try and attempt to attend the course. Before I joined the class, I have been having a couple of challenges, and I didn't know I had these challenges. All I was seeing were problems, yet I was actually surrounded with sin. So the first thing I learned from the class is to differentiate what the problems were vis-a-vis what the sins I was running with. And for me, it was very insightful because I got to know 4 areas in my life that I was struggling with, yet I didn't know that I was actually struggling with. I did think I was a good listener until I attended the course. What was happening is, in my listening, I was filtering things. I would filter things. Whenever my wife would tell me certain things, I would find a way of filtering what was important to me. Yet there was more to that. 2, I also realized I was a very poor communicator, in that I would communicate in my language, and yet my language was not fit for purpose to my wife and my kids. The 3rd area that I have learned is forgiveness. So over the years, I have been carrying what we learned as a mother wound. I was very close to my mother, so I would listen easily to my mother. But there was a lot that I had carried forward, and I didn't know that my heart was very heavy. And because I was born and very close to my mother, there are certain things that I encountered towards my marriage, even after my marriage, and I kept carrying this forward. The other area I would want to share with you is on my wife. I think for me, I had stopped listening to her. I would just filter what she would tell me. I was literally like, they would say I was a robot. I had gone through a lot of pain, so I had carried the pain towards her. In that she had also felt it that she was not close to me, and I also felt it that I was not close to her. But I thought it was normal. I then began to forgive her, and slowly our marriage came back to life. There's a lot of life. I didn't know that there was no life in my home.
My name is Blessing Josephina Shiriza, Mrs. Birungi. When I heard that he was actually joining the course, to me it was a joy answered prayer. I had prayed for him for quite a long time because I met him 16 years ago. I had reached a point and told God, I have prayed enough for this man, and I am not going to pray for him again. I have handed him back to you, Lord. Do the needful. I had withdrawn emotionally. I don't think he had realized that I had withdrawn emotionally, but I was used to him hurting me, so I decided to guard my emotions instead and stay with him for the sake of the children. So deep within, I'll tell myself, for the sake of our children, I will stay here. But in my mind, emotionally, psychologically, I had actually left the marriage. So when he told me he was enrolling for the course, I was very happy. I was filled with a lot of joy. Because as a young girl, while growing up, for the little time I spent with both my parents, because my mother passed on when I was 7, I saw a lot of life. They enjoyed marriage. My dad loved his wife so much, to an extent that we used to have a lot of people at home, but he would never let any of them disrespect his wife. That's how much he loved his wife. So I had a dream of starting a family and being like that, having a happy home, happy children, a happy husband. Then later on, my dream was cut short. But of course, there was a lot of influence from family, from my husband, knowing that, yeah, here I am. I'm excelling at work. He forgot to be a husband. He was a father, yes, he was a very good father, and he still is, but he was not a good husband. And I had accepted the fact that he was not a good husband, and I said, well, I am doing this for the sake of our children. But along the way, during the course, I started realizing certain changes, like he said. The communication got better because I was at a point when I would even fear to speak to him about certain things, because I knew I would either get negative feedback or would get hurt, or both anyway. So I kept communicating and conversing with him with some reservations, which are not there now anymore. Like he has said, I've come back to normal. Our home is more vibrant. It is now better, because before I would actually spend more hours at work, so that by the time I get home, probably he has slept, or I have little time with him before we both go to rest, because I was so scared. I was so scared of being around him for a long time. I was uncomfortable, and it would hurt me. My heart was bleeding, because I kept saying, God, this is not the kind of marriage I dreamt of as a young girl. This is not the kind of husband I dreamt of. This is not the kind of person I met in 2008. But anyway, like they say that impossible is what God does. He has now changed him. He has made him a better person. Even other people are able to recognize the changes in him without him mentioning a thing. I don't think he has told his family yet that he's born again, but they are able to tell from his actions, from the way he carries himself. And I would like to thank the organizers of this course. I know you have put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, but I would also like you to know that it's worth it. I have enjoyed every bit of the course. I was not attending, but at least what would come back to me was enough to communicate to me about what the course is like and the future prospects. And I believe that even other men that have attended this course, their families also have a testimony similar or even better than ours. And I would encourage every man out there. I know the men are neglected. When there's a wedding, there's what they call a bridal shower. The men only have kasiki to dance and drink and then go away. We have so many empowered women, but the men are not empowered. So I would recommend this course for all the men out there that would like to better their lives. And I would also like all our viewers to know that marriage is not something that you walk in and walk out of as and when you please. It's a lifetime. It's a forever covenant with God. And I pray that as wives, we are able to support our men, our husbands, in all aspects of life.
That is a good man.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank you for my sisters, my friends. And we go to school. She buys me trucks. And she takes me to swim.
My name is Noella, and what I wanted to say, that in the past few weeks, my dad has been going to school, and I've been seeing him. He has been changing life, like how he said he has been reading us bedtime stories, and he has never used to do that to us. He has even been changing. He's like a leader. He does a lot of things. He gives us a lot of gifts. He works hard. He talks well. He takes us to nice places. I like the fact that he has changed. But when he never used to go to that school, and he never used to change that much. He used to hurt us a lot, and now he has changed, and he never used to hurt us. Now he has now been changing. He has been reading the Bible more. He has been telling about the Bible more. He's reading it more, and he's changing a little more, because I've never seen him like that. But this past few weeks, I've seen him like that. This year 2023 he has changed, but 2022 he had never. But now he is a great dad to me. He's a good dad to me, and also to my brother and my mom.
At some point, I had to learn that I am not an angel, and I had not married one either. So I stopped expecting so much from him and accepted him the way he was and he is. But I am glad to let you know that as we speak now, I would want to choose my husband over and over again because of this course. And I believe he's going to also mentor other young men out there, young in Christianity and all these other aspects, not in age. I thank you.